Hello students, we will begin with revision of chapter number 6, refraction of light. This chapter carries 7 marks with option and 5 marks without option. Definition of refraction of light is very important. The definition is light changes its direction while going from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. This is called as refraction of light. And why is there a change in the direction of propagation of light when it passes obliquely from one transparent medium to another transparent medium? This is because the velocity of light is different in different medias. Define angle of incidence. The angle made by the incident ray with the normal at the point of incidence is called as the angle of incidence. Define angle of refraction. The angle made by the refracted ray with the normal at the point of incidence is called as the angle of refraction. State the laws of refraction of light is a very important question for 2 marks. So the first law states that the incident ray, the refracted ray lie on the opposite sides of the normal at the point of incidence, and all three, which all three, incident ray, refracted ray and the normal, lie in the same plane. Then for a given pair of media, if we take the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction, the ratio is constant. So for a given pair of media, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is constant. What is that constant called as? Refractive index of second medium with respect to the first medium. So please learn this answer thoroughly for 2 marks. This is another important question for 2 marks. How is refraction of light related to refractive index? Now for a given angle of incidence, the extent of refraction of light is different in different media. If the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is greater than 1, then greater the refractive index, then greater is the bending of ray of light towards the normal. But if the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is less than 1, then greater the refractive index, lesser is the bending of ray of light away from the normal. Another important definition for 1 mark, refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. The refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is defined as ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction when a ray of light is obliquely incident at the boundary separating the two media and travels from first medium to the second medium. Or the simplest definition is refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is defined as ratio of magnitude of velocity of light, that is V1, in the first medium to the magnitude of velocity of light in the second medium. So refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, n to 1, is equal to sin I upon sin r, which is equal to V1 upon V2. Another important definition, absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index of a medium is defined as ratio of magnitude of velocity of light in vacuum or air to the magnitude of velocity of light in the medium. That is, the first medium has to be vacuum and the second medium could be any medium. Then state the relation between refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium and refractive index of the first medium with respect to the second medium. So V1 is speed of light in the first medium, V2 is speed of light in the second medium. N to 1 is the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, and N12 is the refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium. Now refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, we know that it is V1 upon V2. So refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium will be reciprocal of V1 upon V2, it will be V2 upon V1. So here we see that refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is the reciprocal of 1 upon. It is a reciprocal of refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium. So if we cross multiply, we get refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium multiplied by refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium is equal to 1. This question has never been asked, but this is an important question. An activity based question for 2 marks. Again, important question. If a ray of light is incident obliquely at the boundary separating the two media, then what is its behavior if the refractive index of the second medium is greater than the first medium? And second part of the question is, the refractive index of the first medium is greater than the refractive index of the second medium. Now, if the refractive index of the second medium is greater than the refractive index of the first medium, what we see is that the incident ray will fall obliquely on the surface separating the two media, and as it travels into the second medium, the ray of light will bend towards the normal. So in this case, we find that angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence. So this is the first case. Okay, if the refractive index of the second medium is greater than the refractive index of the first medium, then what happens? The ray of light bends towards the normal at the point of incidence as it travels from the first medium to the second medium. And what do you see here? The angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence. Then what is the second case in the question? If the refractive index of the first medium is greater than the refractive index of the second medium, then what do you see? The refracted ray will bend away from the normal at the point of incidence. In this case, the angle of refraction is greater than the angle of incidence. Another important question for 2 marks. It's an activity based question. What happens when a ray of light is incident normal to the interface separating the two media? You can also be asked to draw a neat and label diagram. So you see, when a ray of light is incident normal to the interface separating any two media, then the ray of light travels or propagates undeviated as it travels from the first medium to the second medium, irrespective of the refractive indices of the two media which happen to be different. In this case, since the ray of light travels straight without any deviation, the angle of incidence is 0 and the angle of refraction is also equal to 0. And this is the diagram. You can be given a diagram showing refraction of light, and you will be asked to label the incident ray, the refracted ray, the emergent ray, angle of incidence, angle of refraction, and angle of emergence. It could be anything. So for half mark, maybe you can be asked to label the incident ray, the refracted ray, the emergent ray. This is the angle of incidence, this is the angle of refraction, and this is the angle of emergence. So only you will have to draw the diagram, look into the question paper, draw the diagram and label the parts. Give examples of effect of atmospheric refraction on a small scale in the local environment. On a small scale, the examples of effect of atmospheric refraction are occurrence of mirage, flickering of an object seen through a turbulent stream of hot air rising above the holy fire. Write a note on twinkling of stars, or it could be a give reason, stars twinkle but planets do not twinkle. Please mark this question as very important. Twinkling of stars, it is a 3 marks question, but if it is asked as a give reason, then it will carry 2 marks. Now, why do stars twinkle but planets do not? We know that stars have their own light, so they are self-luminous objects and they can be seen at night in the absence of sunlight. Also, as the star is far away from the earth, the star is considered to be a point source of light. Now, when starlight enters the earth's atmosphere, then the starlight undergoes refraction continuously in the medium because the refractive index of the medium goes on changing continuously. We see that the bending of the starlight takes place towards the normal because the starlight travels from an optically rarer medium to an optically denser medium. Hence, when the star is observed near the horizon, the apparent position of the star is slightly higher than the actual position of the star, isn't it? This is the actual position. The apparent position appears to be slightly higher than the actual position. Further, the apparent position does not remain the same. It keeps on varying with time because the medium is not stationary because of the mobility of the air and changes in the temperature. When more light is refracted towards the observer, the star will appear bright, whereas when less light is refracted towards the observer, the star will appear to be dim. This is the short note on twinkling of star. Now, if you are asked stars twinkle but planets do not twinkle, then this will be the reason for twinkling of the stars. So, why do planets not twinkle now? Compared to stars, planets are relatively closer to the earth. Stars are point sources of light, but planets are extended sources of light. So there will be a increase in the intensity of light coming from some point sources, while there will be a decrease in the intensity of light coming from an equal number of point sources on an average. So since the intensity of light coming from some point sources and decrease in the intensity of light coming from another equal number of point sources becomes equal, the average intensity of light coming from a planet does not change, so it remains the same. So planets do not twinkle. Another important short note for 3 marks. Write a short note on advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. Both advanced sunrise and delayed sunset are caused due to atmospheric refraction of light, sunlight I mean. So in case of advanced sunrise, the sun is below the horizon, but the observer on the earth is able to see the sun 2 minutes before it reaches the horizon. So here, when the sun is below the horizon, the rays of light travel from the rarer medium to a denser medium, and these rays of light follow a curved path before reaching the observer's eye. This happens because there is a gradual variation in the refractive index of the medium. So the person or the observer who is standing on the earth will be able to see the apparent position of the sun, which will be slightly higher than the actual position of the sun. Therefore, the sun will be seen before the sun reaches the horizon. Delayed sunset is also because of atmospheric refraction of sunlight. In this case, the observer will continue to see the setting of the sun for 2 minutes even after the sun has gone below the horizon, thereby delaying the sunset by another 2 minutes. So, advanced sunrise and delayed sunset increases the duration of the day by 4 minutes. This is an activity based question, an experiment to demonstrate dispersion of white light by a prism. For this, keep a glass prism on a table in a dark room. Hold a plane mirror outside the room so that it reflects a beam of sunlight into the room. Allow the beam to pass through the narrow slit and then allow that beam to fall on the prism. Place a white screen on the other side of the prism. You will have to write down your observation. What do we see? We see a pattern of colors on the screen, and this pattern is called as the spectrum. It is found that in the dispersion of light, the ray corresponding to violet color deviates the most. The ray corresponding to red color deviates the least. The deviation of rays corresponding to the other colors is intermediate. Very important definition of dispersion of light. The process of separation of light into its component colors while passing through a medium is called as dispersion of light. Another important definition defines spectrum. The band of colored components of light beam is called a spectrum. What are the different colors of light in the spectrum? The different colors of light in the spectrum of white light are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Then light is electromagnetic radiation. The wavelength of radiation to which our eyes are sensitive is between 400 nanometers and 700 nanometers. Which light has maximum wavelength? Red light. What is the wavelength? 700 nanometers. Which light has minimum wavelength? Smallest wavelength? Red light. What is the wavelength? 400 nanometers. What is the relation between nanometer and meter? 1 nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meters. So this slide is very important as it covers these two definitions along with that objective type questions. Then write a note on dispersion of light through a glass prism. So this is a glass prism, and you see these are the rays of light which are incident on the glass prism. So when the rays of light are incident on the glass prism, the rays of light get refracted twice, once while passing from air into the glass and then from traveling from glass into the air. You see the incident rays are directed away from the base of the prism, but the emergent rays are directed towards the base of the prism because of the triangular nature of the prism. Thus, when the rays of light are incident on the glass prism, they get deviated. The refractive index of glass is different for different colors. Therefore, when a beam of white light is passed onto the glass prism, the ray of light will get deviated into different colors. So the rays corresponding to different colors are deviated to different extents. What is the reason? because the refractive index of glass is different for different colors. White light is a mixture of 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The refractive index of glass is maximum for violet light, where it is least for the minimum for the red light. So we find violet light will be deviated to a greatest extent and the red light will be deviated to a smaller extent. The deviation of the other rays will be intermediate. Another activity based question. There are two prisms and these two identical prisms are placed parallel to each other. White light is made to fall on the first prism. We find that a spectrum will be obtained. That is that white light will get deviated into 7 component colors. Now if a second prism is kept parallel to the first prism but is kept upside down with the first prism, and these 7 colors of light, that is the spectrum of light, is allowed to pass through the second prism, then on the screen when refraction of light takes place for the 7 colors, a single beam of light will be obtained and this will be white light. So what do you observe when two prisms are kept parallel to each other and a beam of white light is passed from one prism into the second prism? So what do you observe? The beam of light emerging from the other side of the glass prism, this prism, second prism, will be a beam of white light. So what conclusion can you draw from this activity? That white light is made up of 7 colors. The first prism produces the dispersion of white light, whereas the second prism once again combines the different 7 colors to produce white light once again. So what is the net deviation here? The total deviation or the net deviation is 0 in this case. Another very important question from examination point of view: formation of rainbow. So explain the process of formation of rainbow for 3 marks. The process of formation of rainbow is a combined effect of refraction of light, dispersion of light and total internal reflection of light by the water droplets which are present in the atmosphere after it has rained. We know that sunlight is a mixture of 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. After it has stopped raining, the atmosphere contains a large number of water droplets. When sunlight is incident on the water droplets, refraction of light takes place. This refraction is followed by dispersion of light as light travels from air into water. This dispersion of light is followed by total internal reflection, and after total internal reflection, once again refraction of light takes place as light travels from water into the air. We know that the refractive index of water is different for different colors. It is maximum for violet light and minimum for red light. So there is dispersion of light as light passes from air into water. The combined action of water droplets, which act like tiny prisms, is to produce a rainbow with the red color on the outer side and violet color on the inner side. The remaining 5 colors lie in between the red color and the violet color. The rainbow is seen in the sky when the sun is behind the observer and the water droplets are in front. You are also supposed to draw the diagram for process of rainbow formation. This is again a very important topic: partial and total internal reflection. So short note on partial and total internal reflection for 3 marks. This is a source of light which is kept in water, and water acts as a denser medium. Air acts as a rarer medium. When light enters into the rarer medium from a denser medium, then the light rays get partially reflected. See here, the rays of light are entering from a denser medium into a rarer medium, and when the light rays are getting reflected from denser to a rarer medium, we see that the light rays get partially reflected. What happens in partial reflection? A part of the light gets reflected and enters or comes back into the same denser medium as per the laws of reflection. This is called as partial reflection. So if some of the light rays get partially reflected, what happens to the other rays? The rest of the light rays get refracted. That is, they go from one medium into another medium. As light goes from denser medium to a rarer medium, we see that they bend away from the normal, isn't it? You can see these light rays are bending away from the normal. So angle of incidence I is smaller than the angle of refraction. See, in this case, if the angle of incidence is 20 degree, angle of refraction is 27. If the angle of incidence is 40, angle of refraction is 59 degree. So if the angle of incidence, in this case the angle of incidence is smaller than the angle of refraction. Now if we go on increasing the angle of incidence, we find that the angle of refraction will also increase as per the Snell's law, as the refractive index is constant. Now for a particular value of I, at one point you find that the value of R becomes equal to 90 degree, and this value of I, for which the value of R becomes equal to 90 degree, is called as critical angle. Now if we go on still increasing the angle of incidence than the critical angle, that is 90 degree, we find that the angle of refraction will be larger than 90 degree. So then in that case the light rays turn back into the denser medium. Thus all the light rays get reflected and get back into the denser medium, and this turning back of the light rays into the denser medium is called as total internal reflection. Now if the refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium is sin I upon sin R, then in that case refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium will be sin I upon, what is the value of R here? R is for this angle of incidence, angle of R becomes equal to 90 degree. So sin R will become sin 90 degree. So sin 90 is equal to 1. Therefore refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium will be is equal to sin I, because sin 90 degree becomes equal to 1. This diagram is very important, children, so please refer the textbook and practice this diagram of total internal and partial and total internal reflection for 2 marks. Match the following. These are all questions now which were asked in the board. Wavelength of red light. These are the wavelengths that are given to you in column B. So the wavelength of red light is 700 nanometers. This is an activity based question for 3 marks. This was asked in March 2020. Swarali has got the following observations while doing an experiment. Answer her questions with the help of the observations. Swarali observed that the light bent away from the normal while traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. When Swarali increased the values of angle of incidence, the value of refraction also went on increasing. But at a certain angle of incidence, the light rays returned back into the denser medium. So Swarali has some questions, answer them. First question is, name this certain value of I. What is the certain value of I? I is called as a critical angle. What is the value of R at that time? The value of R is equal to 90 degree. And name this process of returning of light back into the denser medium. Also the process has to be explained. This is for 2 marks and the previous question was for 1 mark. So the process of returning of light back into the denser medium is called as total internal reflection. As light goes from denser medium to rarer medium, the ray of light bends away from the normal. In that case, angle of incidence is smaller than the angle of refraction R. Now if we increase I, R will also go on increasing as per Snell's law. For a particular value of I, the value of R becomes equal to 90 degree. This value of I, for which angle R becomes 90 degree, is called as a critical angle. Now for greater angles of incidence, or if the angles of incidence is larger than the critical angle, then angle of refraction will also become larger than 90 degree. At that time the rays of light, that is the refracted rays of light, turn back into the denser medium. Thus all the light rays get reflected back into the denser medium. This is called as total internal reflection. So please see to it that you study partial reflection and total internal reflection thoroughly. This was another question which was asked during one of the board exams. Name the natural process which is shown in the given figure. So what is this natural process? It is the process of formation of rainbow. Which different phenomenon are observed in the given process? We see refraction, dispersion and total internal reflection of light. Which color is seen on the outer side and the inner side of the given process? Red color is seen on the outer side and violet color is seen on the inner side of the rainbow. Answer the following questions. What is refraction of light? We have already done this. Light changes its direction while going from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. We call this as refraction of light. How and what causes the bending of light? When light passes through a glass slab from air, we know that glass is heavier than air. So glass is a denser medium and air is a rarer medium. So when light travels from air to glass, the speed of the light decreases because the speed of light or the velocity of light is less when it travels from a rarer medium to a denser medium. So what is the reason, or uh, why does the speed of light decreases when it passes from air to glass? This is because the velocity of light is different in different media. Draw a neat label diagram showing bending of light when passed from air to glass slab. So you'll have to draw the diagram of refraction of light for 2 marks. And of course, you cannot miss out the numericals from this chapter. These are all the important numericals that you need to practice. Please do practice these numericals for 2 marks because these are very simple.